Welcome to Shadow Mind, the podcast where we explore the unseen, the unsaid, and the uncomfortable truths buried beneath the surface of our minds. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something deceptively innocent. The smile. That simple curve of the lips. A universal signal of joy, connection, and peace, or so we've been told. But what if I told you that a smile can be a weapon? A shield. A seduction. A survival instinct. In this episode, we ask the unsettling question, why do we smile? Let's go back, far back. Before the office parties, before dating apps, before social norms trained us to be polite with a grin. In the animal kingdom, baring teeth isn't always friendly. It's often a sign of submission or fear. An evolutionary tactic. A way to avoid confrontation by showing, no harm. The human smile, then, may have begun as a fear response. Think about it. When you're in danger, when you feel powerless, you smile. Not because you're happy, but because you're trying to stay safe. In dark psychology, this is known as adaptive masking, shaping your outer expression to manage danger or manipulate perception. So when we smile in awkward situations, when we smile at someone we secretly despise, or even when we smile through tears, is that happiness? Or is it just a mask designed to keep the peace or control the room? Not all smiles come from happiness. Some are calculated, cold, crafted. The smile, this seemingly innocent gesture, can be among the most powerful tools of manipulation in the human arsenal. We often think of manipulation as harsh or aggressive, but the most effective forms are wrapped in warmth. And nothing is warmer than a smile. Psychopaths smile. Con artists smile. Abusers smile. Not because they feel joy, but because they understand the psychological effect it has on others. A smile lowers defenses. It activates trust centers in the brain. It tells the subconscious, this person is safe. This person is kind. And in that moment of lowered guard, influence begins. There is a term in psychology, the duping delight. It's the involuntary smirk someone gives when they think they've successfully deceived you. It's not always conscious. It's a momentary leak of pride, a slip of truth in a face of lies. The predator can't help but grin when they know they've won. That smile? It isn't kindness. It's conquest. But it's not just criminals or sociopaths who use smiles this way. We all do, to some extent. Think about how often we smile when we don't mean it. At a boss we despise. At a customer who's rude. At someone who makes us uncomfortable. That smile isn't joy, it's performance. A mask to keep control. To keep power dynamics stable. Or to bend them in our favor. And for those skilled in social control, the smile becomes their greatest weapon. It's how they charm rooms, build false intimacy, and win trust they don't deserve. It's why cult leaders can convince hundreds to follow them blindly. Why politicians can lie with perfect teeth and still earn applause. The smile is the bait. And we are wired to take it. But there's a darker layer still, when the smile becomes internalized manipulation. Many people, especially women, are socially conditioned from a young age to smile. Be nice. Be polite. Smile more. These are not harmless suggestions, they are instructions to hide discomfort, to suppress rage, to coat fear in something palatable for others. And over time, the smile stops being a choice and becomes a reflex. So, what does that mean? It means many people are smiling while in pain, smiling while being mistreated, smiling while they die a little inside because they've learned that appearing okay is safer than being real. And that is the most devastating manipulation of all, the one we do to ourselves. So next time you see a smile, pause. Ask yourself, is it joy? Or is it control? Is it invitation or manipulation? Is it for you or against you? In the shadows of human interaction, the smile is not always light. Sometimes, it's the darkness wearing a grin. What is a smile, truly? On the surface, it's a curve of the lips, a flash of teeth, a signal of warmth. But beneath that fleeting gesture lies something far deeper, a symbol that spans centuries, cultures, and existential meaning. Philosophers have long pondered human expressions, and the smile is among the most mysterious. It exists at the intersection of emotion, intention, and identity. When we smile, are we being authentic, or are we performing our place in society? Is a smile a gift or a shield? Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." And in that sense, the smile may be our rebellion against despair. It says, even now, even in suffering, I remain human. A smile in the darkest hour is a whisper of defiance, a fragile flame we offer to the world, refusing to be extinguished. But what if smiling is also surrender? What if it's not hope, but resignation, our way of saying, I accept what is, because I no longer have the strength to resist it? In Eastern philosophy, especially within Zen, a smile can reflect peace, not as a reaction, but as a state of being. The monk smiles not because he is amused, but because he understands the impermanence of all things. The tragedy, the comedy, the chaos, they pass. And the smile remains. So then, is the smile a lie, or a truth too complex for words? Perhaps it is both. Perhaps a smile is not just about happiness or manipulation. Perhaps it is the soul's way of making sense of existence, softening the edges of suffering, celebrating the fleeting beauty of being alive. Underscore, 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 underscore. Stand before a mirror and smile. What do you see? Perhaps a pleasant face, a well-practiced expression, the kind you wear at work, in public, around strangers. But if you hold that gaze long enough, something begins to unravel. The eyes, they twitch. The corners of your lips tremble. And slowly, the truth bleeds through the cracks. A smile is not always what it seems. Sometimes, it's a veil. A disguise we wear not to deceive others, but to survive them. The mirror becomes our witness. It reflects not only what we show the world, but what we hide from ourselves. In dark psychology, we speak of the false self, a carefully constructed version of who we think we must be. We build it from politeness, from cultural expectation, from trauma. We smile to be liked, to avoid confrontation, to be good. But behind that smile may live a storm: anger, sorrow, shame. And we fear that if the smile fades, the mask will fall and what's left will be unbearable. Why do we fear our own faces? Because the mirror doesn't lie. It reflects not only the physical, but the psychological, the contradictions, the repressed, the stories we tell ourselves to stay intact. When we smile at ourselves and feel a shiver of discomfort, that's not vanity. That's the dissonance between the smile we show and the self we silence. Philosophers like Sartre argued that when we are seen, we become objects, trapped in the gaze of others. But in the mirror, we are both subject and object. We see and are seen. We judge and are judged. That's why a smile in the mirror feels different. It is not shaped by social survival, but by internal reckoning. There is power in this. To smile at yourself in honesty is a kind of rebellion, not the superficial grin of habit, but the weary, knowing smile that says, yes, I see you. And I'm still here. Some days, the smile is weak. It falters. But even that is truth. To smile into the mirror and feel the truth stir behind your eyes, that is where philosophy meets psychology. That is where self-awareness is born. Not in perfection, but in reflection. So next time you smile, ask, is this for them, or is this for me? And when no one is watching, can you smile and mean it? There comes a moment in life, sometimes in silence, sometimes in crisis, when we stand at the edge of something vast and dark. An emotional cliff, a confrontation with mortality, a betrayal that guts our sense of reality, a moment where nothing makes sense and the world offers no answers. And in that abyss, some people smile. Why? Is it madness? Denial? A final act of rebellion? The answer lies in the human psyche's deepest corners, where pain and meaning collide. In dark psychology, we explore how the mind protects itself. When overwhelmed, it detaches. Some people weep, others scream. And then there are those who smile not because they're happy, but because the emotional system has short-circuited. It's called paradoxical effect, an emotional expression that contradicts the internal state. A smile at a funeral, a laugh in despair. It unnerves people. It's not normal, but it's deeply human. Philosophically, Nietzsche spoke of looking into the abyss, and the abyss looking back. That confrontation is not only with suffering, but with the raw truth that life offers no guarantees. No fair endings. No promised justice. It is in that moment that a smile becomes a mirror of absurdity. Like Camus' Sisyphus, endlessly pushing the boulder, yet smiling. Because once we embrace the absurd, we are no longer chained by it. A smile, then, becomes a quiet form of freedom. Not the kind sold in self-help books. Not the plastic grin of toxic positivity. But a hollow smile born from full awareness. The kind that says, I see the truth. I see the pain. And I'm still standing. To smile in the face of the abyss is not to mock suffering, it is to survive it. To stand before chaos and still offer softness. To bleed and still reach for meaning. It's not weakness. It's not deception. It's defiance. In that smile lives the courage to move forward, even when the road is broken. It's the soul whispering, I may not understand everything, but I am still here. So the next time you see someone smiling when they shouldn't, don't rush to judgment. Perhaps they have stared into the abyss, and the abyss blinked first. Perhaps that smile is all that kept them alive. Underscore, 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 underscore. As we come to the end of today's episode, take a moment to reflect on the smile, that simple yet profound gesture that, at times, carries more weight than words. It is more than just an expression. It is the mask, the shield, the weapon, and the surrender all at once. In the depths of despair, it holds a paradoxical power. In the face of vulnerability, it becomes a silent protest, a declaration of endurance, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. So, when life pushes you to the edge and you find yourself standing at the precipice of the unknown, remember, a smile may not always mean happiness. Sometimes, it is the only thing left that proves we can still confront the darkness with courage. Thank you for joining us in this journey through the shadows of human emotion and the complexities of our minds. Until next time, smile if you must, but understand the meaning behind it. You may just be looking into the abyss, and perhaps, just perhaps, it is the abyss that is afraid of you. Stay curious, stay aware, and keep questioning. Good night and keep smiling.